Tonight, trade talks on ice.
The negotiations with the Canadians have not been very collegial. They've not been going well.
Another wrench in the process from the U.S. president. Plus, a campus protest over staffing cuts.
We aren't seen as maybe as valuable.
Western facing criticism while balancing budget pressures. And the wait is almost over.
Fingers crossed it can happen.
Blue Jays and World Series hype at Canada's Baseball Hall of Fame.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with reaction to an unexpected announcement from late last night. President Donald Trump says he's terminating trade talks with Canada in response to an anti-tariff ad paid for by the Ontario government. With more on the fallout, here's Annie Bergeron-Oliver.
Rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition.
Ontario's $75 million ad featuring the voice of the late Republican President Ronald Reagan was only on the air for about a week, but it appears to have hit a nerve. The U.S. president repeatedly attacking the ad, saying Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement, which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs. Based on their egregious behavior, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated.
What happened is one of the leaders in Canada was running ads in the United States on tariffs that took President Reagan's words out of context.
But there is skepticism even among Republicans that the ad alone is to blame for the terminated talk.
The fact is that the negotiations with the Canadians have not been very collegial. They've not been going well. I think the president's very frustrated.
Canadian negotiators seeking relief for hard-hit sectors like steel and aluminum were just in Washington. And as late as Tuesday, Canadian sources were telling CTV News a trade deal was close and progressing well.
We can't control the trade policy of the United States.
Prime Minister Mark Carney, who is off to Asia, where he will be attending global summits alongside the U.S. president, says Canada stands ready to talk.
We stand ready to pick up on that progress and build on that progress when the Americans are ready to have those discussions, because it will be for the benefit of workers in the United States, workers in Canada.
The Conservative leader lays the blame on the Prime Minister.
The responsibility rests with the national government and its head, and that's the Prime Minister. And Mark Carney has broken his promise.
The advertisement will run as scheduled during the first two World Series games. But the Premier's office says that in speaking with the Prime Minister, Ontario has decided to pause its U.S. advertising campaign on Monday. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News.
The countdown is on, 2 hours away from first pitch in the World Series. The anticipation has been building all week in Toronto after the Blue Jays' dramatic ALCS victory. With more on the expectations ahead of Game 1, here's Sean Leathong.
The buzz of Blue Jays fans building throughout the day. It's finally come, Game 1 of the World Series.
Because I've wanted this to happen for so long every year. I'm like, this is the year, and this is actually the year.
Fans flooded early this morning to line up outside the Jays shop, with more coming this afternoon, eager for game time.
There's nothing bigger than this. World Series is massive, worldwide event, and it's great to be part of it.
And what may feel unbelievable to some has been predictable to others.
I can believe it because I've been manifesting this for a while.
John Welch from Newfoundland was here back in September and said he knew this day would come even then.
Oh, I'm very confident. I already got my World Series tickets bought, and I'd have the plane booked, but I don't know the dates yet.
And today's fans think this team can do it.
Can they win it all now?
Yeah, I think they can do it.
We're kind of the underdogs here, but I've been looking at like the stats and stuff, and I think we can do it.
Underdogs because the Los Angeles Dodgers are the defending World Series champions, and their fans aren't giving the Blue Jays much of a chance.
The Dodgers are going to finish it in 5. You're going to get one game. Dodgers in 5.
Oh, I don't have my broom with me, but there it is.
You thinking sweep?
I know it's going to be a sweep.
And that includes local reporters from Los Angeles here to cover the World Series.
I just can't help but think it's going to be 4-1 Dodgers.
Everyone's been pretty tame so far. I know it's Game 1. We'll see what happens when we sweep it in 4.
But not all American fans are here to cheer for the Dodgers.
Everyone needs to know in Toronto, that Houston is rooting, any Astros fan is rooting for the Blue Jays to beat LA.
Much like the team they cheer for, Blue Jays fans have been quick to push back.
We like having home field advantage. We were the best team in the regular season, and guess what? It's great to be the underdog.
I think they're probably scared. That's why they're not taking it seriously.
It's a defense mechanism.
And plenty of Jays fans have developed a ritual to give their team good luck.
I got my lucky jersey on now.
My 1993 Toronto Blue Jays Roberto Alomar jersey. This has been the good luck charm.
I pray to his jersey.
Shawnee Thong, CTV News.
And for more on this, we're joined by Kamil Karamali from Toronto outside Rogers Centre. Kamil, after such a long wait to get back to the World Series, just give us a sense of the energy right now in the city.
Yeah, it is absolutely electric, Carlyle. It's not just because we're seeing Blue Jays fans from Toronto, nor just from Ontario, but we're seeing fans fly in, drive in from all across Canada. You name the province or territory, it is represented here. People literally waiting in line with their carry-on luggage because they went straight from the airport here, didn't even go and stop at their hotel to check in because they were so eager to get through the doors right away. Not only are we seeing lineups and people cheering to get inside, but we're also seeing lineups for the merch, which people are paying hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for. And speaking of that money, we know that these tickets are costing, in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars. So worth the wait for many fans.
It is going to be an exciting one tonight. Kamil Karamali, thanks for doing this.
Anytime.
Now, meanwhile, the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame is getting in on the Blue Jays hype train. Staff are incorporating memorabilia from the last time the team went all the way, hoping it inspires another championship run this year. With more from St. Mary's, here's Sean Irvin.
Inside the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in St. Mary's rests memorabilia from the last time the Blue Jays achieved baseball glory. Among the collection, 1992 and 1993 World Series rings. It's safe to say they're hoping to add to the display case.
Fingers crossed it can happen, and the Jays bring home the trophy. It's one of those things that can only bring good news to the baseball fan in Canada.
Another example of Jays glory, the helmet Joe Carter wore as he hit a 3-run shot to win the Jays the '93 World Series. But that's not all.
Our number one thing is we have the home plate from when Joe Carter stepped on home plate to make it official.
Outside, Ben Barney, a founding member of the Hall of Fame, remembers the moment.
I was at the '93 one when Carter hit the home run.
And Barney predicts the same as the Jays take to the field again.
Yeah, I know the Dodgers are heavily loaded up front, but so is Toronto up front. They might have a good chance.
But the admiration for the Blue Jays here in St. Mary's stretches well beyond the Hall of Fame. In fact, you can look no further than Town Hall. On a rainy morning, you can still make out the Jays logo mounted to the historic Town Hall.
They added the go to it. I didn't know about that. They kind of did that last minute.
St. Mary's Works employees Jed Kelly and John Hahn worked together with a local electrical contractor to put the logo up. Here's what it looks like at night.
We were putting up the lights at the Mill Tunnel Field for Christmas, and we had this one already up, and we were driving by, and I said, man, that'd be cool if we could light that up for the Blue Jays.
The logo has further ignited Jays fever around town, even though the St. Mary's Lincolns play at home tonight.
Instead of going to watch the Lincolns tonight, I'm staying at home and watching the Jays.
Some in the Stone Town will watch the big game surrounded by Canadian baseball glory.
You know, we got a big watch party tonight for Game 1. It's going to be, doors open 6:30, games at 8.
Because after all, baseball fans,
everybody's cheering for the Jays. You gotta believe.
In St. Mary's, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
The London Knights host the Ottawa 67s tonight, and fans can stick around after the game to watch the end of the ball game. Once the action on the ice wraps up, staff will throw up the Jays and Dodgers on the Jumbotron. A 7 p.m. Knights game typically ends around 9:30, which will likely be about halfway through the ball game.
We're live inside the clubhouse here at 100 Kellogg Lane for the Jays watch party. I'm joined by Dave, who is the VP of Sales and Marketing here. Dave, what a great night. So much excitement, anticipation for the big game tonight. And you guys are having this watch party. Tell us a little bit about what folks can expect if they come down.
Yeah, we're really excited to put this on. You know, it's 32 years in the making. It doesn't come around very often. We wanted to, jump on that opportunity to, unite Londoners to rally behind Canada's team here at the clubhouse here at 100 Kellogg Lane, London's largest sports bar. We're going to have all 50 screens jacked with the game on, surround sound, so that all fans can get themselves immersed in all the hits and outs and what have you. We're also giving away 2 tickets to the World Series. We know how hard it is to get tickets these days, so we wanted to reward fans for coming down and can enter into that draw.
That's a hot commodity. Exciting time for all of the Jays fans. Thank you so much for having us, and go Jays go. Let's get right into the forecast. It was another day that had a little bit of everything for us. 8 degrees right now, but throughout the day we hovered around 10. The winds have been breezy out of the west, northwest, 20 to 40 kilometers earlier, but they are starting to ease as we head into the night. Good news, folks, that pesky upper level trough is starting to dissolve. You could see that here on the satellite radar, and that means that rainfall we've been dealing with on and off and the dampness is heading out just in time for the weekend, which is great news. We have high pressure moving in, and of course that means lots of sunshine heading in our direction for Sunday. Tomorrow a little bit of a mix of sun and cloud, but overall not too bad. For now, I'm going to throw it back to you in the newsroom, Carlyle, and we'll have the full forecast a little later in the show.
Thanks very much, Rita. Faculty and support staff unions rallied at Western University today, protesting staff cuts. At this point, it's fewer than 5 positions lost, but as Brian Bicknell reports, the unions worry there are more cuts coming.
About 100 people chanted, marched, and took in speeches, protesting Western University's decision to cut positions in arts and humanities.
Because one job's loss is one too many.
Workers are under attack.
According to the Faculty Association, 4 support staff positions were eliminated as part of staff restructuring. While the numbers appear modest, the head of the London and District Labour Council says she worries it's just the beginning.
This is, also a thin edge of the wedge.
We're here to express solidarity for UWASA, the staff here at Western. Also, there's been a significant impact on the workload of the staff who remain.
A number of students also took part in the demonstration. They say the cuts speak to the bigger problem of how arts and humanities are viewed compared to other disciplines.
With being a smaller department that doesn't bring in as much money, we aren't seen as maybe as valuable, and in fields that are kind of seen as more subjective are also kind of undervalued, and it is a problem.
In a statement to CTV News, Western University says it's carefully managing budgetary pressures. Provincial grants are frozen at 2016-17 levels, and domestic tuition is frozen until the 26-27 school year. The statement also said this past summer, the Faculty of Arts and Humanities reorganized how services are delivered. The change resulted in 4 notices of employment change, created 2 new staff roles within the faculty, and prompted recruitment for a graduate affairs assistant.
What are they going to do next? We don't trust that.
Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Emergency responders say 2 people were taken to hospital last night after an apartment fire broke out in West London. Fire crews said the flames broke out in a high-rise building on Commissioners just east of Wonderland. They said the fire was knocked out quickly once crews were on scene. Additional firefighters were brought in to help with ventilation and to ensure everyone made it out of the building. Fire officials say a missing dog was reported from the unit where the fire broke out.
Fire obviously is very scary to the animals, so they will try and find a place to hide, and it can be very difficult for firefighters to find. In this case, several rooms within and lots of things around that the animal can hide in.
At this point, no cause or damage estimate has been made available. Sarnia police say they're looking for a woman who caused about $30,000 in damage to a car wash. They released this surveillance video showing a woman driving into the car wash through the exit door. When it closed behind her, the woman gets out of the vehicle and appears to try getting out through a side door. She then gets back in the vehicle and just rams through the front entrance. Police say the suspect is a 62-year-old woman from Windsor who now faces dangerous driving charges. A new outdoor rink will host plenty of shinny this winter in Perth County. It was built in memory of a teenager who died and is dedicated to his love of family and, of course, hockey. Scott Miller reports.
Carter Skunderwood was a loving, thoughtful, active teenager who died by suicide on June 7th, 2021.
I always said it's got to be the worst thing for a parent to do is to have to bury their child. Never expecting that we would be in that position, and it happened to us.
Carter's family has held multiple sports fundraisers for mental health since his passing, but have been seeking some sort of lasting legacy. That's when the idea of an outdoor hockey rink came about. The 19-year-old Carter played hockey for most of his life growing up near Mitchell, even getting drafted into the Ontario Hockey League.
He had just signed with the Stratford Warriors when he passed and drafted to the Peterborough Petes, so has quite a hockey journey, loved the sport. Didn't when he was little, but ended up loving it.
After partnering with the local municipality, the Carter Skunderwood Memorial Rink, located in Mitchell's Ketterson Park, will have its grand opening next weekend. A place to come and play and remember a young life ended too soon.
Does this give you any release, closure? No. Does it keep it in the forefront of your mind? Yes, but it's there and it's in a good way. It's a good thing.
So much support. I can't actually believe the amount of support, community support. We've had people from out of town help us write grants to get some grant money for it. Something like this is an expensive undertaking, and so, just to see so many people come together to make it possible.
The rink will officially open on November 1st, but is ready to be used now. The Skunderwoods want to see it busy with kids, adults, and families enjoying time together, working on their physical and mental health together, because it can all change in an instant.
If we can help one family not have to go through what we've gone through, if we can save one person, that's our goal. I mean, hopefully it has an impact on more than one person, but hopefully we can help another family not have to go through what we've gone through.
In Mitchell, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Staff at the German-Canadian Club are gearing up for one of their biggest parties of the year. With more on the 93rd edition of London's Octoberfest, here's Nick Paparella.
It's been an annual rite of fall in London for 93 years. Octoberfest at the German-Canadian Club on Cove Road is always a cause for celebration.
Yes, we expect super good Octoberfest with a lot of energy and a little bit German culture. There's the food, there's the schnitzel and the sausages, and we have the pork hocks and the spätzle, the egg noodles, right?
There's a huge music component. Now we will have the traditional bands, but we also have newer bands that come on later at night, and we have a huge dance floor.
For the fourth year, most of the festivities will take place under a large white tent. And organizers say with German music, dancing, food, and drink, it offers something for everyone.
It is a place that community comes together, not just to drink, but to socialize and have festivities together.
Tickets are still available for Friday and Saturday night, as well as the family lineup for kids on Saturday afternoon.
It's about the German culture, and it's about getting everyone together. Exactly right, because it's a festival in the fall. Like we have Thanksgiving here in Canada and the United States. It's kind of the German Thanksgiving, but we celebrate a little different by inviting everyone to our party.
Hey, and this is the one time of the year where you can hear an Italian sing a German song. Ready, guys? I'm Prosit, I'm Prosit, der Möglichkeit. Zigga-zagga, hoi, hoi, hoi. Zigga-zagga, hoi, hoi, hoi. Prost. Nick Paparella, CTV News.
Still ahead, pricey treats ahead of Halloween, how the rising cost of chocolate is impacting local businesses. Plus, Great Lake water levels falling to their lowest in about a decade. Details on the impact here in our region.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvlondon.ca, your home for news.
The Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation's Carry the Fire campaign bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. This is your chance to win $1.2 million bonus prize package that includes a luxury Yorkville condo, $50,000, and a pair of season tickets for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Toronto Raptors. Buy early, win more. There's over 13,000 prizes that will be awarded, valued at over $11 million. There's also a $7 million grand prize package that includes the Oakville show home and $500,000 in cash awarded fully furnished, professionally designed, and landscape. Don't forget the $3 million early bird prize package that comes with a gorgeous lakefront Muskoka cottage and $50,000 in cash. Add on the 50-50 jackpot with a minimum payout of $2 million in cash. Every ticket gives you a chance to win life-changing prizes and helps fund life-saving cancer research. Buy online at princessmargaretlotto.com or call 1-866-631-1234.
The price of chocolate is going up, and in Kitchener, it's forced one business to scrap a key part of its operations altogether. As Alexandra Hollick reports, years of bean-to-bar chocolate making was no longer feasible.
There's still sort of like the memory of chocolate here.
Plastic molds and a tempering machine are all this Kitchener bakery has left of its chocolate-making past.
I would say I could almost do like 20 kilos of cocoa beans at a time roasted in this oven.
From bars to bonbons, Orla Pastries plus Provisions did it all.
We wanted to see if we had the capacity and the knowledge and the expertise to make chocolate, and so we slowly scaled up.
For a while, Orla was one of the few bean-to-bar chocolate makers in Canada, but last year they decided to stop production, a decision the owner says was difficult to make.
It was really hard. I think it's really hard to let go of something that you're passionate about, and also that creates a uniqueness for your business.
Owner Ora Herzog says the pandemic played a big role in shifting her business model, moving away from niche products to promoting and supporting other local makers.
Then that shift happened when we were like, okay, we still want to make chocolate. What we started seeing was the cost of cocoa beans rising.
In the last several years, sort of since the pandemic, we've seen cocoa prices almost triple.
Mike Von Masso is a food economist at the University of Guelph. He says climate change and disease have plagued cocoa crop yields.
Unless there are catastrophic yield failures, I don't think we'll continue to see prices go up as substantially as they have, but I'm not optimistic that they'll come down substantially either.
At Orla, the high cost of ingredients takes a big bite out of the bakery's bottom line.
At the moment, the way that this business is operating, it makes more sense for us not to do chocolate.
The bakery still offers chocolate products along with fruit and nut-based treats. And Herzog says she's not completely closing the door on the cocoa confections.
Would I make chocolate again? I still have a tiny melanger, so it's not out of the question.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Kitchener.
Meteorologists are tracking Lake Erie's water temperature right now, which is warmer than usual, with levels lower than we've seen in recent years. They say that could play a role in determining what kind of winter could be on the way for southwestern Ontario. Chris Campbell reports.
Lake Erie is running warmer than usual for late October.
Right now they're standing for Lake Erie about 10 to 15 degrees, depending on which part of the lake you're finding yourself at. So that's definitely a lot warmer than we should be, and we're not expecting it to drop too drastically in the near future.
But unlike Lake Huron, where cold winds can create intense lake-effect snow, Lake Erie's influence is more subtle. That means warmer than normal temperatures are expected heading into winter.
With warmer than normal temperatures expected, it's less likely for the lakes to freeze, or they may be longer to freeze, as we have seen in most recent years, which again, with that moisture from the waters as systems move move into it can enhance the precipitation during any kind of low pressure system that moves through the area.
They could certainly go lower. Right now, the Great Lake Erie sits at about 174 feet above sea level.
Researchers at the Great Lakes Institute for Environmental Research say the warmer and low levels in the lake can also impact water quality and ecosystems.
We can get down, a meter or more in lake levels. We haven't seen that in years.
They say water levels could drop even more if the lake doesn't freeze this winter. In the town of Essex, it's a growing year-round topic of concern. Colchester residents are invited to share their thoughts this weekend at the community coffee chat hosted by a couple town councillors and Mayor Sherry Bondi.
We want to have a meeting of the minds. We live right on the Great Lakes. They're very vital to us in terms of our water, our drinking water, for recreation, and we just want to understand and start talking about the importance of the Great Lakes and what it means for Essex County.
Experts say it's another reminder of how closely our weather, water, and our communities are connected. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Heading back to 100 Kellogg Lane, now rejoining Rita Ismail live on location for us tonight. Rita, you've got quite a crowd with you there. I'm sure the anticipation is building for the watch party tonight.
Everybody is so excited, Carlyle. Lots of fans here for the watch party tonight. Game, of course, starting at 8 o'clock. We have a big fan here. His name is Carter, believe it or not. What do you think is going to happen in tonight's game?
Well, I think that the Jays are definitely going to win. No doubt about it.
Awesome. I love that kind of attitude and energy. And fun fact, when they won last time, back in 1993, our temperatures were below seasonal that day. And guess what, folks? They were below seasonal today, too. Let's get into the almanac. Our high today, 9, sitting below what's normal this time of year, which is 12 degrees, record 24 in 1963, a record low, -7 in 1969. As we head into the night tonight, we are in the clear in terms of that upper level trough that brought in that nasty damp conditions with the rain and sometimes breaks of sunshine. It is going to move through, and we will see high pressure dominating for the weekend, which is absolutely wonderful because we need some sunshine in this forecast. So tonight, that cloud lifting. Tomorrow, a little bit leftover cloud cover in the morning, but we will recover nicely. As you can see, clearing conditions on the forecast model around noon tomorrow. There's still a chance for some light precipitation along the eastern shores of Lake Huron tomorrow, especially through Grey and Bruce County, but there's that beautiful clear blue sky all day Sunday. A great day to be outdoors and take in the sunshine. And of course, on Sunday between 10 and 2, Bowler Mountain has their lift rides for $5. It all goes to 519 Sauk Pursuit. Tonight, game time, 8 degrees. Northwest winds, 10 kilometers per hour overnight. The chance for a few showers is there, but we should be in the clear. Damp and cool tomorrow morning, and then again, making way for more sunshine later in the afternoon. We're anticipating a high around 10 degrees for tomorrow, so still below seasonal, but we'll take it if it means sunshine will move in our direction. Thank you, John, for that beautiful photo. Let's plan your 7-day forecast, which is brought to you by Metal Roof Outlet. So the better half of the weekend will definitely be Sunday, when we'll see all that sunshine. Monday, we'll hold on to that as we start the new work week, hovering around 9 or 10 degrees. And then a week from today is, of course, Halloween. I'm sure all these kids are hoping for a rain-free Friday. It's too early to predict it. 7 days, so I just put cloud cover there, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that the rain stays away. Midwestern Ontario, a little bit more rain for you before clearing late day tomorrow. And then same thing goes, lots of sunshine. The magic number, 9 degrees, your daytime high, although to start your day will be a little bit cooler as we drop below the freezing mark. Overall, not a bad forecast. And of course, tonight, doesn't matter where you are, if you don't have plans, come on down here to the clubhouse at 100 Kellogg Lane. No reservations needed, lots happening. And of course, there's a chance to win Jays tickets, a pair for the World Series. Are we excited? Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's say it together. Ready? Go Jays, go! Go Jays, go! Go Jays, go! Back to you, Carlyle.
Rita Ismail live for us tonight. Thanks very much, Rita. Still ahead, trade tensions across Canadian industries. More on the fallout from Donald Trump's latest trade war escalation. Air Canada is cutting hundreds of management staff positions. According to a spokesperson, about 1% of the airline's total staff will be affected. That's about 400 workers. According to the airline, those positions will not be replaced. However, day-to-day operations should not be affected. The American inflation rate increased to 3% in September, lower than economists had predicted. It was a slight increase, up from 2.9% in August and just slightly lower than the 3.1% expected. The Federal Reserve's target for cost of living increases is 2%. Researchers say the biggest reason for the increase came from gasoline prices, and they now expect an interest rate cut from American officials next week. Returning now to the latest U.S. trade war developments, the fates of several industries hinge on getting talks back online. From the auto sector to steel and aluminum and lumber, they're each dealing with immense tariff pressure. With more on the reaction from those industry leaders, here's Rachel Aiello.
Canadian industries impacted by the trade war are trying to roll with the latest punch from U.S. President Donald Trump.
It's a never-ending story of ups and downs, and this is one of the downs. So we're looking forward to the next way up.
The aluminum sector is among those hit the hardest. Trying to take this setback in stride, it says the longer tariffs last, the more impact will be felt south of the border.
Which will just keep growing the pressure on the administration to find a way out of this situation.
Similarly, the steel industry says it's waiting for further details to be made clear and will continue to work to find a path forward that works for the sector. Before Trump's termination, Canadian officials were working towards securing sectoral deals. Today, the industry minister says the American administration's unpredictability comes as no surprise.
The question is not how I react, but what do we do? And my answer to that is head down. We need to concentrate on what we can control.
But the auto sector says any delay in getting a deal could be dire.
We can't wait until July 2026 for a new USMCA. We can't wait until tomorrow for a new USMCA. The dominoes are now falling.
With the Prime Minister saying Canada stands ready to resume negotiations, business leaders say a Team Canada approach is needed to find a path back to the bargaining table.
And we need to make sure that everyone is aligned with what's taking place, recognizing that some may get some relief before others do.
This is not the first time Trump has abruptly ended negotiations with Canada in a social media post. In June, he called off trade talks effective immediately, citing the digital services tax. Later that month, Carney scrapped it, and talks resumed. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Canada's main stock index was helped by strength in the technology sector to close out the week. The TSX is up 166 points. In New York, the Dow surged 472. The Nasdaq rose 263. The Canadian dollar lost 1/10 cent. On commodities, gold dropped $7.80 an ounce. Oil was down 29 cents a barrel. Still to come, what a difference 3 decades can make. We take a trip back in time, looking at what's changed since the last time the Jays were in the World Series.
5K a day is back on 97.5 Virgin Radio. Listen to Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben for your chance to win $5,000
every weekday.
5K a day.
Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. Former London Knight goalie Jake Patterson has died. According to a report in Patterson's hometown of Sault Ste. Marie, he died suddenly last week at 31 years old. He was a 7th-round OHL draft pick who played 3 seasons here in London, helping the team win back-to-back OHL titles in 2013 and 2014. An online crowdfunding campaign has launched. According to the organizer, all proceeds will support Patterson's 3-year-old son. The London Knights are expected to honor Patterson with a moment of silence before their game tonight. A major development in the case of a Quebec man who says he was wrongfully convicted 33 years ago. Justice Department officials say there may be grounds to believe a judicial error took place. With more on these latest revelations, here's Geneviève Beauchemin.
A ray of hope for Daniel Jolivet after 30 years behind bars maintaining his innocence. His case will be investigated.
Anxiety, stress, and all that, it kind of left me. Then I was all tingling and shaking. And it was I've been waiting for that decision since November 14, 1992.
His lawyer, Nicolas Saint-Jacques, received a letter he hopes will open prison doors and lead to his release within weeks.
There might be reasonable grounds to believe that a wrongful conviction probably occurred.
The Justice Department confirmed the case will now be sent for investigation, clearing a significant hurdle.
Maybe it could get released pending the final decision by the minister.
Jolivet was convicted of a 1992 quadruple murder. 2 drug traffickers were gunned down, along with 2 women who were at the wrong place at the wrong time. Jolivet was a career criminal, and evidence against him rested largely on the testimony of a former police officer turned criminal turned informant. His lawyer says he and his team discovered significant evidence that was not disclosed at trial.
There was a lot of information that showed that he wasn't at a restaurant the day after the murder where you would have confessed the murders to the collaborating witness.
The Justice Department's decision comes after years of refusals, but this summer, Quebec's Crown Prosecutor's Office concluded Jolivet may not have had a fair trial. He knows this is just a first step, but he has started to imagine life on the outside.
After 33 years, I'm coming outside there from another planet there. What's happening?
We still don't know just how long it will take to get through all the legal steps that could one day clear Daniel Jolivet's name. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
There are escalating tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela after the American military flew a pair of supersonic bombers off the Venezuelan coast yesterday. This was a week after a similar training flight exercise simulating an attack, fueling speculation President Trump is planning to overthrow the Venezuelan president. U.S. military officials have built up a large force in the Caribbean Sea, carrying out lethal strikes on boats in Venezuelan waters, which President Trump claims had been trafficking drugs. When asked about the bomber flights yesterday, Trump said there was no truth to the speculation. The Ukrainian president is touring Europe, meeting with leaders in the UK who have pledged military support. Volodymyr Zelensky met with King Charles this morning at Windsor Castle, followed by a bilateral meeting with the British Prime Minister in London. They have said their talks are focused on enhancing Ukraine's air defenses and supplying longer-range missiles.
Our priorities for today, number 1 is air defense and energy, and Kir said about it. And you can see that Putin has not achieved any of his real goals on the ground, no gains on the front line. And he turned to what he truly believes in, terror. And of course, we need to protect our critical infrastructure.
Monday on CTV News, an election year budget presented by London's mayor. Will break down the numbers and the expected property tax hit for homeowners. Monday on CTV News at 6.
Tonight's weather snapshot sent in from our viewer Dina in St. Thomas. A very fitting photo, a close-up of a blue jay at the bird feeder. Go Jays, go. The wind's easing tonight. Still a risk for a passing shower or two, but mostly dry. Sunshine returns this weekend. Our temperatures will be a few degrees cooler than seasonal. We're expecting a cloudy sky mixed with sunny breaks tomorrow, but mostly sunny on Sunday. I hope you have a great weekend.
The price of World Series tickets and the process to acquire them have changed dramatically since the Blue Jays last played in the Fall Classic. Heather Wright takes a trip back in time to World Series 1993.
32 years and 1 day. That is how long it has been since the Toronto Blue Jays last won the World Series.
Do you remember 92 and 93, the last time they won?
I wasn't born.
And neither was most of the Blue Jays roster. Just 6 players were alive during the Jays' last trip to the Fall Classic, including pitcher Jeff Hoffman, who was just 10 months old.
Everybody was watching the same game. There was no internet at the time, so that's all we had.
Back then, the Blue Jays' opening day payroll was the highest in the league at nearly $46 million in 1993 dollars, which is roughly $100 million today. Much less than the $239 million spent by the Blue Jays this year, the 5th highest payroll. Outside the dome, the hot dog vendors haven't changed much in 30 years, though their prices have. $6 now compared with $2 in '93. But one of the biggest changes, tickets, how they're bought and how much they cost. 32 years ago, dedicated fans camped out all night to score World Series seats. This year, tickets were scooped up online in minutes, with some resale prices as high as $20,000, not even close to prices 30 years ago.
Singles and obstructed seats on sale for all 4 games of the World Series at $78, $58, and $32.
Touch 'em all, Joe!
And while a lot has changed since Joe Carter touched them all, some things have not. Rick Pritchard biked down to the Rogers Center just to take it all in.
Here I am trying to get a smell of the atmosphere.
Lois Newell is from Nova Scotia and watched the Jays win in '93 with her son Andrew. She's now back with her son and 3 grandchildren.
This means a lot because this is something that my grandchildren can remember.
And 32 years ago, there were 2 Canadian Major League Baseball teams. Now it's just the Blue Jays, playing not only for Toronto, but for the entire country. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
One Jays fan has made the trip from out east for the playoffs, bringing with him his own roof over his head. He's been camped out in a parking lot near the stadium, trying to stay as close as possible to the action. John Woodward reports.
Pretty simple setup.
This is where Kyle Knight has been living for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, right now it is a Jays machine.
Sure, it's small, but there's room for everything the Halifax native has picked up on his trip to Toronto. His Jays shirts, his Jays cups, his Jays hats.
You name it, it's got Jays on it.
The 2005 Road Trek 190 popular camper van has been his ticket to many games over the past 4 years.
We've probably put, my guess would be around 25,000 miles.
And it's been his home throughout the Toronto Blue Jays' extraordinary playoff run in a parking lot just south of the Rogers Centre.
I pay the parking guys every day, and I pay in multiple days, and yeah, I've paid every day that I've been here.
The series so far has been memorable. Knight has newly signed baseballs.
Rockin' Rick, rad dude, signed that one for me.
He's got photos with some of the greats. His wife Melissa flew in for one game. He and his friends sat near where the Springer Dinger landed. He thinks this is the Jays' year.
It just really feels meant to be, and it's really cool to be a part of.
Knight admits he's pretty superstitious. When the Jays were down 3-2 in the last series, he moved that van 7 spots to the right.
Springer hit the bomb right after I bought a pretzel, so now pretzels have to be part of this thing. So nice. All these little superstitions are just playful ways to have fun and hopefully just give the boys a little extra luck.
The van has its downsides.
So, you know, sleeping under the gardener it's a little loud.
But with all the sacrifices, he's doing something right.
Let's go, boys!
It's hard to get a hotel closer to the Rogers Centre than this. John Woodward, CTV News.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest on the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
This Saturday, 8 a.m. on Weekend Spotlight, you are going to meet an incredible patient from Parkwood Institute. Sarah, we'll chat with her. Also, Michelle Campbell from St. Joseph's Healthcare Foundation joins us to talk Dream Lottery and where the funds go. And we will meet with Leanne from Pure Country Mornings. We're going to pull her away from her microphone, find out a little bit more about her. That and a ton of great events in the community this Saturday, 8 a.m.
Finally tonight, Jays merchandise is certainly a hot commodity right now in Toronto. However, there's one article of clothing specifically reserved for the players. As Corey Baird reports, in order to wear it, it must be earned.
And he's rewarded. You know the expression, look good, feel good. Well, in this Blue Jays playoff run, the looks and feels flow directly through this jacket.
The placata right here, it's the sound of when they hit the homer.
Designer and team interpreter Tito LeBron says he was inspired to create something to unify the team whenever they hit a home run.
Toronto, it's a multicultural city, so that's what we did. We put of course the Blue Jays logo around with all the countries. I mean, there's so many people here for different countries living in the city that it's like showing the players, the organization, showing the support to all the fans, to the entire city, to the entire country.
Like the team, the jacket has seen some ups and downs. It debuted in 2021, was retired in 2023, and it's back in a big way this year. With 20 home runs in 11 postseason games, this fashion-forward garment often gets more screen time than some of the players themselves.
It's very loud. It's cool. It's something to do after you hit a homer. It's, it's celebratory, so I like it.
It's beautiful. It's a nice thing to have. I think it's something personal. Only the Blue Jays has it, and I think everyone is connected with it.
Jacket's a Vladdy thing. He's the one that started it. And honestly, one day it just kind of showed up in the dugout. It was there, and I want to say it was actually Bo hit a homer, and we stuck it on him, and here we are.
What can I say? It's a jacket. Every time you hit a home run, you put it on.
No magic powers?
No.
Maybe the magic is the moment. Rumor has it the jacket may be tweaked before tonight's first pitch, and they might need space for one more inscription yet. World Series champion.
Hitting a home run.
Corey Baird, CTV News, Toronto.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a great weekend.